Hi everybody, Alex the Ployer from Expert Forex, and in today's video we're going to have a look at why and how the Make Money Forex robot makes money. Now essentially the Make Money EA enters trades in confirmed trends, and we're going to have a look at how we confirm those trends. So it will not enter trades when the market is not trending, and you'll also see why that actually happens, and the EA will make lots of money in trending markets but will lose money in sideways markets. So let's have a look at this EA in a little bit more detail. So how does it confirm the trend? It uses three main indicators to confirm the trend. It has one indicator, which is a long-term indicator, and in this example, these are only examples. We say the long-term indicator is 34, and that's represented by this purple line that you see here, and that's an MA, moving average. Then we have a second one, which is a faster one, which is 5. You'll see there is the fast moving average going up there. And so what we want is we want both of them to point in the same direction, and that will confirm that there's a short-term and a long-term trend happening at the same time. So that's the one test that we perform. Then there's another indicator called the ADX indicator, and that is also confirms a trend, but it has to go over a certain level, and in this case we're setting the ADX to go back 21 periods, and the trigger level in this case is 34. So there's the 34 line. It will only trade if the ADX is over 34. So there, both the lines are pointing up, but because the ADX is below 34, it won't trade. If it's over 34 and both the lines are pointing up, then it will trade. And that's those are the two conditions that confirm the trend. Now there are other settings you can use to refine this. For instance, we've got time of day settings where it will only maybe trade the US market or the UK market, or the UK and the US market, or that kind of thing, or it will trade the whole day depending on how you set it. But those are the main settings of this particular EA. Also, when these conditions occur, it will enter trades on every single candle when these conditions occur. If you enter, let's say, a buy on the next candle, if those same conditions exist, it will enter another one. And what you then do is you say, all right, I want a maximum of 5 open trades or maximum of 10 open trades, and it'll just keep on opening trades under those conditions as time goes on. And that makes it also an automatic top-up EA. So it's topping up with the trend on a continuous basis. It also has really good following stops and break-even stop settings, so that if the trend does change, you will most likely be actually stopped out positively on a break-even or on a trailing stop basis. So it's got a lot of good things in this particular EA. So let's have a look at some examples of some live trades that were recently taken by this EA. Okay, so now we're going to have a look at how the Make Money EA works, and I'm going to take you through the whole process of how I get to examples of trades to show you. And you can also use this process to not only look at successful trades, but unsuccessful trades, because that is where we get the most benefit from our monitoring accounts. We actually have a look at the unsuccessful trades and find out ways to avoid them. So let's do that. Let's start with our Forex Trading Setups forum. I'm in that forum, so what I do is I scroll down to the paid subscription service. There it is, and I click on the Make Money monitoring accounts. It then opens the monitoring accounts. So I go to the summary of those accounts, click on that, and then it opens a link that I can use, and I click on the link, and that takes me to the FX Blue account. I then click on the portfolio tab, and it displays the accounts that we are testing. But I'm not interested in the account as such. I'm actually interested in the currency that has produced the best results. So let's just sort this. I'll go for that first one because it's got a nice big balance and it's got a nice big equity. That's quite a nice one to use as an example. So what I do is I click on that link there and it will take me to that particular account. So I go to the statement and under the analysis phase, I click on that and that will show me which currency is the most profitable currency, and then all I do is I sort it on net profits, and it tells me that the pound yen has done 30 trades. All of them have been successful, and it has generated 2,000 pips, over 2,000 pips. All of these trades are done on a one mini lot basis, so they all equally sized, so that allows us to compare currencies with each other and accounts with each other. Okay, so now I know that the pound yen is the most successful currency. So now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go to our testing accounts. So using TeamViewer, I have logged into one of my many servers where we are running these testing accounts. And so here you can see there are basically 4 groups of EAs being tested here. There's the divergence trader, that's the trend line trader, this is the weekend gap trader, and here we have the make money EA, a group of currencies. And I'm going to look for that particular account that we identified, and there it is. That's the top one. And what I then do is I just open that account. And as you can see, that account is trading 4 currencies using the settings that are stated in the actual forum. You can always go and have a look. If you are a paid member, you can have a look at the settings being used, but you can also see the settings really on some of these accounts as I'll show them to you. So the thing to do is I then go to the account history and I open that up, and I'm just going to open the history up like that, nice and big. And you see a lot of greens and a lot of reds. Those are stop outs, and those are when it hits the target. But the thing to think about here is the stop outs are actually very seldom negative. If you look at the results, they are because the price has hit a following stop or a break-even stop. You can see that. So most of these, in fact, all of these stop outs have been positive. So don't be misled by the colors used by MT4. Anyway, what we now want to do is we want to find the pound yen trade. So all I do there is I sort and then I scroll down and find the pound yen trades. And there we are. There we found them. Let's see if we can go. So there is a list of the 30 pound yen trades that have been traded. You can see most of them actually hit the targets. The 2 that didn't actually resulted in positive trades. So this is exactly what we want. We want to find the trade. So what I'm going to do, and I'll show you how I do this, is I'm going to push it down a little bit more so that we can see the charts a little bit better. So I open a pound yen chart, and let's just do that. That's the pound yen. There it is. I don't like this black and white, so I have a template called candle. So I load that, and now it does it in a candle format. So don't worry about the display is not great at the moment. What I want to do now is I want to actually see all of these transactions, how they appear on the chart. So what I do is I simply drag the transactions onto the chart, and they will be marked on the chart. I'm going to do that. So the way you do that is you just drag like that. You click on the transaction and drag it on. Click on the transaction, drag it on. I'm going to do it the long way, and that's how you do it. Okay, I've dragged all the transactions on the chart, so we don't actually need this one, and we can maximize that one. Okay, so to keep things simple, I'm just going to look at the tail end, the most recent transactions that have occurred. And let's start with this one over here. So what happens is on the close of the candle, or the previous candle, it looks and says, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the settings that apply to this account. And the settings are, in fact, a 200 SMA and a 24 SMA. Just remember that, 200 and 24. And then the ADX of 40, and the trigger is 25. It will all make more sense as we go on. So I'll go back to the chart that we opened, and I add those indicators in. So let's have a look. We have a trending indicator, which is the MA. That was a 200. And I'll just keep it. Let's make it a nice and a slightly different color. We'll make it green. Okay, so there's the 200 MA, and then we have the other MA, which is the 24. So remember, the rule is both of these have to be pointing in the same direction for it to enter trades. And we click not on green, we'll make it violet or something like that. And there we are. So when these are pointing in the same direction, now sometimes it's not 100% clear, but if they are both pointing down, then the EA will enter trades. And the other thing is it needs to work on the ADX indicator, which is the average directional movement there. And I'm just going to make that, let's make it a blue and quite a heavy one. And we said the period was 30, and I'm going to close those ones off. We don't want to see those particular parts of the indicator. I'm going to close those off, and we load it. So there's the ADX indicator. It says only trade when the price is above 25. So we need to put the 25 level in. So I'll just go in and I go to levels and I say add a level, and it's 25. And I'm going to make that a nice bright red line. Okay, so what it's saying is only open trade. So the rules, remember, were only open trades when both these lines are pointing in the same direction, which is down, and only open trades when the indicator, when the ADX is above 25 based on a 30 ADX. So there we are. So this whole area is a tradable area. Now, there is one setting I didn't show you, which is the time of day setting. So there would be a setting which says don't trade during the Asian session. You see, here's the Asian session. It says don't trade during the Asian session. Trade between in the UK session and the US session. Use those sessions to trade. So that's another filter that's there that is most probably operating in this particular case. So, but every time the conditions are met, so they're pointing in the same direction, they over the 25 level, and it's at the right time, it will open a trade on every candle that gets closed. Every candle that gets closed, you can see it. Every time a candle opens and the conditions are met, it trades. They're trading. There it's trading. So it then opens those, and so it trades multiple trades at the same time. It then these blue lines are the target lines, and the red lines are actually following stops. So the stops would actually start up there, but as the transaction goes positive, the following stops will be pulled down, or trailing stops as some people call them, pull down, and some of the transactions are closed by the trailing stops, and some of them actually hit the target. So that's, now you're seeing the EA, how it is trading in practice. That's basically how the EA trades and follows the rules of this particular system. Now, I hope you found this interesting to see how we reconstruct trades and look at them, and this is another way of making sure that the EA is working properly according to the rules that we've set for the system. So as you can see, all of the monitoring accounts that we have for the Make Money EA are currently nice and positive, and that's mainly because the market is experiencing some nice trends at the moment. This is a trending EA. It can go negative if the market starts trading sideways, but at the moment it's experiencing some nice trends and it is making some really good profits. Now, if you want more information about the EA, please use this link, the MakeMoneyExpertAdvisor.com link. It'll take you to this website, and you'll see, there's some fantastic results that come out. Here's one where in a week 6,000 pips were made and 5,000 pips. So it can really, really stack up the pips, and as you've seen, we've made almost over 5,000 pips in the examples that we've shown you. Also, as I've shown you, these examples come from the paid subscribers monitoring account service that we've added to our Forex Trading Setup forum. We are testing 400 versions of our various EAs in that forum. There are 14 EAs being tested, our 14 trading EAs, and you can go and have a look at that if you are a paid subscriber. To become a paid subscriber, very easy. You pay $36 a month, and you can go and have a look at all of these EAs. Really good if you've got our basket of EAs, because you can then see which EAs are the most profitable, which settings are the most profitable, which currencies are the most profitable, which time frames are the most profitable. And it's a really good guide if you one of those traders that need to find settings for your EAs. This is one way of doing that. And here's a very happy customer that has sent us a nice feedback on this new service. With this service, I feel encouraged again. So that's the whole idea of this service, is to really give our EA owners the confidence that they can actually look at the history of these settings that are being traded, the 400 versions of our EAs being traded, and that will give them some idea of what kind of settings they can use. The Make Money EA has also competed in our competition earlier this year, and you can go and have a look at that competition. It has produced positive results for all of our EAs, because we do a lot of research before we publish an EA. There are the results for the competition. And just a reminder that there is still 80% off the bundle of all of these EAs that have been traded in our competition. So if you do not own the bundle, now's a good time to take advantage of that 80% offer. Again, if you want to have a look at the Make Money EA on its own, there's a link to that one. The clickable links will be in the description of the video, and I will also add them in the comments of the video. Now, I hope I've given you a good explanation of why and how the Make Money Forex robot makes money. A lot of EAs are black boxes. You don't know how they work. This one is a very clear one. It tells you what kind of conditions need to exist in the market before it will enter trade. So it actually is filtering the market for trending markets. It will not enter trades in a sideways market, only in a trending market. And you then just set the targets and stops as you like them, and it will trade accordingly. It also has those transactional management tools such as break-even stops and following stops to help you if the trend suddenly stops or reverses. So from me, Alex Deploy, cheerio.